Hi everyone. This is my first tarot reading on YouTube, and it's a collective message for whoever finds it. And the question is going to be, what does the collective need to know right now? It's a general reading, and I'll shuffle it live just so that you can see how the cards fall out. All right, let's go. What does the collective need to know right now? What does the collective need to know right now? This is the bottom of the deck. It will indicate the overall energy of the spread. So I'll just put this over here. Okay, let's see what we have. So we're starting with the Fool. This is the first card in the Major Arcana, which is the Major Arcana is a series of major life events, and this is the first one. And that means that you are currently at the beginning of a journey, and you're the protagonist, you're the Fool. The Fool is someone who has no prior experience on the journey that they're about to begin. So you have no idea what is about to happen on this journey. You just are about to take a leap of faith, and you're about to start. And because you don't have any of these preconceived notions, you are optimistic about it, or at least you should be. You should be optimistic about it and look towards the future without fear. And the Fool doesn't have fear because they don't know what to expect. The way that a child wouldn't be afraid of not necessarily doing something dangerous, but going outside, maybe to the playground or something. They're not afraid of that because they don't really have any idea of what the possibilities could be. They just want to explore. And that's what you're supposed to be doing right now. Explore. That's the purpose of the Fool. And this is happening after Judgment. Judgment is the second last card of the Major Arcana, which means that you have already experienced a lot of things before this beginning, which is due to the cyclical nature of life. So these cards keep repeating themselves in your life. You will eventually reach a point of judgment. You will then complete the cycle and then start again as the Fool. We are always beginning and ending cycles. And at this point, you seem to be at the beginning of something new after having realized the lessons and the meaning behind everything that you have already experienced in the past, which is judgment. You've realized what is right, what is wrong for you. You might have had to forgive other people. You might have had to forgive yourself. But whatever it is, you have now realized something. You have become aware of something, which has now allowed you to start new things and explore that which you are not yet aware of. Judgment is also an awakening, and that is something that happens internally. Having a realization that life is not exactly what you thought it was going to be, or it wasn't what people thought you were supposed to be doing, and you're now going on your own path without being influenced by other people's opinions and directing your own life from the perspective of what you would have done if you were free, if you were a child and you had no restrictions and nobody indoctrinating you into a certain direction. It's like you've realized that the point of life is to follow that instinct. The Fool is also about instinct. In the original deck, this one, the Fool has a dog with him, and the dog represents pure instinct. So what would you do if you had the freedom, which you do at this point? You have the free will to do what your instincts are telling you to do. Page of Cups. The page is also something new. Unlike the Ace, it's not only a potential, but it has manifested. I hope this is clear. Something that is emotionally fulfilling has manifested in your life, and you're enjoying that. But it comes after this, after the Tower. The Tower is a paradigm shift. Something that had gotten completely destroyed. It might have been super chaotic. This is associated with Mars, destruction, war, violence, whatever this may be. It could mean anything in your life. It could mean an ending of a relationship, ending of a career, something traumatic, anything. Anything that changed your perception of reality, your preconceived notions of what is actually going on in your life, that was demolished completely. And now, from that, you have all of this is just new stuff. The Fool, Page, Ace, all of these are new beginnings. But also at the same time, there's this death. There's death, which is transformation. Death is transformation from one form to another. And that destruction is what has facilitated something new in your life, and that has to do with something emotional, something emotionally fulfilling for you. This could mean a relationship, this could mean following your career that fulfills you, something that is maybe spiritually significant for you. Yeah, you should be a little whimsical. Be a little whimsical about things in life, because it looks like that's where you will thrive as a person, as an individual. Maybe it was lacking previously. Maybe you didn't have the opportunity to do things that fulfilled you or that filled your cup. Ace of Cups could be self-love. It's not necessarily with another person. That would be the Two of Cups. But Ace is you being fulfilled in yourself, having love around you, connecting with yourself, the potential to be filled with this water, along with death. So maybe you had to change a part of yourself that wouldn't have allowed you to experience fulfillment if it had gone on the way it was. You had to experience some sort of death of an ego or a part of yourself. And with that dissolution of self, you're now able to experience vulnerability, openness, emotional fulfillment, love. And you're in a position where you can try again and start things without fear of failure. Eight of Wands is the bottom of the deck. This is something that is happening very quickly. The motion of the wands cannot be interrupted. This is something that cannot be stopped once it has begun. And it has begun. It's already in the process of happening. This could be something related to communicating with people. Maybe you're connecting more with your community, or you have started a career that involves communicating with people. Whatever it is, it's happening very quickly. And quickly could mean a few months, a few days, depending on who you are. With the Page of Cups, there's an emphasis on the arts with all of these moons and this really like whimsical energy. You could be interested in painting, music, dance. This is and there's just a lot of water here. It's something that maybe your dreams are significant to you. You could be experiencing certain things in your dreams, or you could be receiving messages in your dreams. Maybe you weren't aware that it was possible for you to manifest things that you dream about even when you're daydreaming. And you should tap into that more. If it seems delusional at first, don't worry about it, because that's what the Fool is here for. It's fine. It's okay for you to appear delusional, because that's the point. That's the point. That's the whole point of inventing something, being creative. You are bringing forth into reality something that does not yet exist. That is the Page of Cups. The Fool hasn't manifested anything yet, but they have infinite potential to do so. We can talk about Death and the Tower for some time here, because these two cards are very similar to each other, not only visually but conceptually, because both of these require some way of life to end in order for something new to be created. But that ending is obviously very uncomfortable and almost unbearable at times, depending on what exactly you're dealing with. But that's why Judgment is also here. And this card comes after these. So Judgment happens after death. It's only after you've experienced these stages of existence that you gain awareness of what your life cycle is supposed to look like. And maybe you haven't gotten the chance to experience fulfillment as an individual because you were too occupied with all of these circumstances that were happening to you, because these are major arcanas. These are major life events. And it's like they have kept happening to you for a long period of time. And you have leveled up significantly as a result of going through these experiences. And by leveled up, I mean someone who has gained wisdom, experience. This is meaningful. Your suffering is something that allows you to gain wisdom. Despite the trauma that it causes, it's something that awakens you. It makes you aware. Your awareness of things increases as you experience a variety of things. You can't just go through life experiencing good things. You wouldn't really be able to understand what a good thing was if that was the only thing that you had experienced. But as you've experienced trauma, you understand what it's like to heal. You understand what it's like to feel joy, to love, to build yourself back up from nothing, which is the Tower. That requires a lot of work, resilience, growth as an individual, healing, community. You've built a community through all of these experiences that you've had. You're not alone. in all of this, because people are going through the same thing as you, similar things. Even if you're not physically together, you are connected by this. This is the red string of fate. You're connected. There's many people who are experiencing what you've experienced, and you have possibly the opportunity to share. You should share your experience with the world. Share it through your art. Art could be anything, whatever you choose to do. You could do nails, you could do hair, you could sing. It can be anything. You could do tarot like me. But share. You should share what you've experienced. And by sharing, you will feel fulfilled in yourself, because your experience will help to fill the cup of other people. Your survival will inspire other people. And you should be excited. You should be excited. This is exciting. This is about going towards something that you're really, really passionate about with full force and very accurate direction, with a lot of speed as well. 8 of Wands. This is really good. Fire is something that should drive you. Once you get your fire element in the right direction, everything else will fall into place on its own. It might take some time, but if your fire, meaning passion, desire, sexuality, drive, all of this, if this is going in the right direction, and that could mean anything for you, everything else will follow. And it looks like you are going in the right direction. Very quickly, in fact. Yeah, I hope that helped. This is the reading. Bye!